everyone, in this video I want to share with you how to create your own Instagram planner and do it completely for free. So forget all the expensive scheduling apps. This is something you do once and then use it forever. And I personally use this for my own social media clients when I want to show them how the feed and the copy and the hashtags will look like when I plan their monthly content, so that it looks professional. And another thing is that I'm not saying that you should plan all of your social media content. I think ideally you should plan some of it, and you should still have some space for, when you feel inspired to add your own personal touches, to create your own content on top of that. But to stay consistent on social media is extremely hard. It's very time consuming, and to make it faster and to stay consistent, it's good to have a base that you plan, let's say once a month, and then you just schedule it out, and all the extra content comes, from inspiration, from you feeling it and things like that. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to show you is that we're going to use Canva. And it's very easy, and you just create one post that's either 1080 by 1080, or you could create 1080 by 1350, which is the preferred version. And you can always add the rulers. So the way I would do it is I would click R, the letter R on my keyboard, and then I'm gonna hold the Option and Shift key and make it as big as possible. And now I can see where the square is. Once I see where the square is, I'm just gonna add the ruler and just touch the line. So we're gonna add the ruler there, and we're gonna add the ruler here, and then we can basically delete the square itself, as you can see, and then I can just duplicate the post and they will all show me the same. So I will always know that my text has to fit here, or my photo, the main image part, because otherwise in the feed you will not see that. So whichever you prefer, whether it's this one or that one, but basically what we need to do is just add photos, and you can upload your own photos, obviously, but it's better to do that. We're not gonna think too much about the aesthetics of it. Obviously, ideally you have a similar color palette, but other than that, we're just gonna upload photos. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add random photos here. And so I'm gonna add this one, I'm gonna add this one, I'm gonna add this one, and then I'm gonna add this girl over here. And we can just type in, for example, model here, and add images that way. Now, one thing I would stay away from on Instagram is black and white images. They usually, in general, don't work as well as colored images, even though, of course, there are some accounts where they work, but it's usually the minority. And then we also want some feeling in the photos. We want them light, and for example, this one, you can see that my grid is cutting through her eyes. So then I'm gonna move it lower, and then I could also make it bigger like that. One thing I also keep in mind is that you want some pictures where you can see your full body, and some pictures where it's only a portrait, because that gives the dynamic look and a more aesthetic look on Instagram. So we would go ahead and add some more. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this is only an example. And also you can create here your text. So for example, I like these colors, so I'm going to copy them here. No, actually I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'm going to click here and I'm going to color pick it. So I'm going to click it here and color pick. So here I have the background, and then we can just add the text. So obviously the text depends on what you want to do. This is, let's say I will add that. One really big trend right now on Instagram is to actually have the text that is native to the app. So instead of using all these fonts, fancy fonts, your own branding, you would just use the copy from Instagram. And I usually, some of this, you can even do this on your phone, so it's very easy. Now, after that, all you need to do is download all these images that you've selected and your designs. And then we go to the second part. The second part is your Instagram grid. The way you create it, you will go to here and you will choose 3240 by 3240 pixel, and you will just click on that. And then, so I'm gonna turn these off. And then you go to elements and you look for the ones that say grids, see all, and then you're gonna have to scroll a little bit back to find the grid that has 3x3 images. So it should be around somewhere here. It is here. So then you just click that, and as you can see, we have our grid ready. Now I'm gonna extract this file where I had my images, and then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all of them. Well, not this one because this one is empty, and then I'm just gonna drag and drop. Once I do that, now I can start mixing them up and seeing where everything goes. So, you know, I can just drag and drop the photos very easily. And okay, it has to load. So let's say this one here, the girl in the middle, this girl here. So I'm not gonna spend too much time, but basically one of the rules or one of the ideas you could do this. Let me make myself a little smaller so I'm not in the way of this. One of the ways is kind of a chessboard. So for example, you put similar images like that. So to make it easier, I'm gonna add not the model images, but just, you know, this random kind of artsy stuff here, and then the here, and then the models on the corners. So I'm gonna add her here, and as you can see, then it looks more aesthetic already, and I'm not really doing much to make it aesthetic. So it's very, very easy. And as you can see, even though all these images are higher in size, it's easier for me to see it. I can still see it as a square if I add it here. So even if I made images, for example, if I'm making reels, in that case, what you would need to do is your size would be 1080 by 1920. So you would create 1080, 1920, and you would resize those images. So what I will do, of course, you can add your images that you already have, but you could also, the other way to create content is to just add images here and then download this file, especially if you're gonna use square format, and then you're gonna go to image splitter. So I usually use this one, you can use whichever you want, and you're gonna upload your file here. I think this one is still loading, so to not waste your time, but either way it's the same thing. I just upload my file that I've downloaded, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose both. I'm gonna choose 3x3, make sure that my image quality is good, and then I'm gonna split the image. And so now I can download this zip file with all of my images already ready. After I've done that, I'm gonna show you how I add my actual content, how I plan my actual content. So here it is, you have the photos ready. So, or we had before from the other size, I don't know where it is, but I think it's this one. So I had photos here. I'm gonna delete this page so it's not in the way. And I'm just gonna type in 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna download these photos, and I have them ready for my feed. So I'll just download them. Now, I can always resize if I have Canva Pro, so I could just click here and resize it to 1080, 1920, for example, or the square format very easily. It's just loading just for some reason very long. But for example, I can resize it to create my reels here as well. And if you don't have Canva Pro, you can always create a new document with this size and then just copy and paste the images from one file to the other. So also very easy. Okay, now let's go to the content planner, the actual content planner, and I'm going to show you how it works. So for example, I have January here, and we'll start from the very bottom and then upload my image here. So let's insert image in cell, and let's upload the file. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how you can create one too. So I have these, and I'm just going to use them, and then we'll just upload the photo. And what happens is that it automatically updates my January feed. So as you can see here, I don't know why my computer is so slow today. I think it just doesn't want to work anymore. But basically, I can upload my photo. My photos get uploaded automatically over here. And another way I use this usually, honestly, is sometimes I just send my clients the grid view where it is, but the one that has this one, the one that has all the images. So just send them this view so they see the general image. And then here, instead of adding images, I personally, this is my personal preference, I add copies here. So I will write, all my ideas here. So for example, post here, and I will write some, general ideas, and then here is inspiration. Then sell some specific product. So I'm gonna sell a specific product. Then I'm gonna have a discount. Then I'm gonna have story time. Then I'm gonna have education. So I'm gonna have different things that I'm gonna plan, and I'm gonna see where everything goes. And usually it's more detailed than that. So for example, how to use Canva for free, let's say, for example. Or let's say here I would have inspiration, color palette, or something. So I kind of brainstorm, but I already put them in places. And then once I go here, I can see, the text here, and then I add my caption over here. Personal preference again, but I like to, it helps me with the creative process, and my clients prefer that as well, so that they know what we're gonna do next. So that's the general idea. So how could you create this kind of planner for yourself? So of course, this planner you can buy on my store, and it's in the description below, but I will show you how you can actually create your own Instagram planner. So you're just gonna create a new sheet in Google Sheets, and then I'm gonna create these 3 lines, select these 3 lines, and then I'm gonna select these ones, and I'm just gonna make them a square format. And don't worry too much of how it is, because I'm gonna insert my image that I need. So again, it depends if whether you're gonna do square or not, or longer format, but either way, you're just gonna upload the image. And once you upload the image, that's when I'm gonna make the adjustments so that it fits perfectly. So I have my image here, and as you can see, there's a little bit of space. So now I'm gonna select all of these again, and then I'm just gonna drag the first one a little bit. So now it has my grid view. As you can see here, the same thing, and it depends what you want to do, whether you want to do a grid or you want to do text. And the next thing, so this is my grid. This is how you create it. And how do I add it to the other sheet? So to have that, let's say we have January here. All I need to do, honestly, so we can have the date. So let's say today is 0305. So now I can click on it and choose the date. This I can also change, so I could go to format, number, and then choose custom date and time. So I can make sure that it's, for example, if I want it to be just the day, I can choose that. If you can't find it here, just delete the ones that you have. And I just add it like this. So I'll just add day, for example. And then let's say I want to know whether it's Monday, Tuesday, or whatever. So I'm just gonna add day again, but this time I'm gonna choose the date. So here it is. This is how it looks like. Depends on the styling, the spacing, whatever you can change. So again, you can go to number, custom date and time, and just add that space if it bothers you like it bothers me. So here it is, and now I have my date. Then you can just drag them, so you have multiple ones. And now we'll add the images here. So I'm just gonna move this a little bigger. And again, I don't worry too much of, of having the perfect square at this point, because I will just use this sign and then click on the grid, and I'm gonna click on the image that I selected. So it's that one. No, it's the, where's the image? It's the first one. Okay, so I just clicked on that and I'm gonna click enter, and as you can see now my image is selected here, and for this I can actually drag, and now they are done automatically for the next two grids. So for example, if I insert an image here already, insert image in cell, browse, and I choose this image. So if I go to my January tab, I'm gonna have that ready for me. So especially when you work with clients, it's very nice to have a more visual way, especially in the beginning, and later once they trust you, maybe you can minimize it. Then another thing is that here I would add my caption, so I'll just type in caption here and I would just write the caption here, and of course you can change, you know, how it looks like. You could put it in the middle of things, and there's that. Another thing is that you could actually add your caption somewhere here. For example, it's also possible, or below if that's more comfortable, whichever way, and then do the same thing where you just click the equation sign, for example, and just choose whichever square you need. So now if I change this one, I think I changed, then it's gonna be updated. Okay, I forgot which one it is. Sorry. So we're just gonna click equal and then here. So again, also you can play with this and add it to your own liking. In this particular planner though, the way it works is you have your social media that you can choose. You can choose your topic, and you can choose a more kind of specific topic. If you go to get it, you go to setup here and you just choose the things you want. So for example, this doesn't even have to be your content pillars or topics. You could have, for example, done, in progress, and track that instead. So for example, if you want the client to just confirm, what you would do is they would just choose this, and then it would be confirmed, and then you would schedule it. Now, how do you schedule all this beauty? So what you do is you need a business account, and so business.com Facebook, and this is, I personally, so let's go to mine. I personally use this one, the meta part, which there is a creator studio as well, but I've noticed the creator studio just doesn't work as well for me, so that's why you need a business account. So I use the meta content creator, and then I will just create the content. I don't know why it's not loading the right page, but anyways, it should be my page, but I think it's the bookmark. Anyways, basically you just add the photo here. Okay, I don't know why it's not the right one. I don't want to show you my clients. I want to show you my own. So we're gonna go to realistic planner. Here we go. So here, I'll have this page over here, and then I'll just create a post. I'm gonna choose whether I want it posted on Instagram or Facebook or both. Once it loads, I'm gonna go to content, and I'll just upload them. So you can choose the photo or video, you add the text, and you can schedule it. Choose the time and so on. So I can use it only Facebook, or I can use it for Instagram as well. Now you do need a Facebook page, so in case you don't want it branded in your name, you could create it in a different name and just never use it. You know, still you will connect it, but you know, you will just not drive traffic there. Nobody's gonna know it's the same page. So this is very easy. I just upload the image from the files so that I showed you. So for example, we're gonna upload this one, and you can do carousels, you can do video, whatever you want basically. So as you can see, you could also, if I delete this, I can add video, and I can even create a video from an image. So let's create that, but it's, I mean, don't expect too much from it. And also I personally prefer to post the videos, because if you don't upload the video from your iPhone or just at least the phone, if you upload it from the computer, a lot of times the quality isn't as good. So, sorry for that, but either way, it's better if you upload it from your phone directly for the videos. But for the carousel posts and for the feed posts and for general videos, it's okay. So I hope that this video is helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.